Hi, my name is Jessica Gigstad, and I literally live in a cornfield in Kansas.
I'm married to the nicest farmer ever, and we love raising our children in rural America. But even though I'm a country girl at heart, I love being fancy. I love finding new recipes. I have a passion for entertaining. But here on the farm, it's most important to nourish my nearest and dearest. Whether it's entertaining al fresco or a cozy night in, I'll find a way to make it simple and scrumptious.
Let's elevate your everyday, yes? Welcome to Highbrow Down Home. It's a busy day on the farm, and Scott's got a lot to do to get ready for harvest. So I'm delivering a yummy lunch and serving it up on the tailgate. On the menu today are some mini homemade apple cider donuts, a salty, tangy German potato salad, and a hearty sausage biscuit casserole, guaranteed to keep us fueled up all day long. So today we're starting with apple cider donuts, and we're gonna get started on these because they take a little bit of time, but they are so absolutely worth it. All right, so I have started here with half a cup of flour and 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast and half a cup of warm water. All these ingredients have gotten a chance to get to know each other a little bit, and it's nice and foamy, and that bready, yeasty smell is just letting me know that it's ready. So I'm gonna crack in an egg and give that a little stir here. And here we have some apple cider that I have reduced down to a cup. So I just let it boil for about 45 minutes until it's really gotten nice and thick and syrupy. And to this, I am going to add 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm just gonna let that melt in there. And you want your apple cider kind of warm, but not too hot, because we don't want to kill the yeast. All right, and while that's melting, I'm going to put in my spices. So I have some cinnamon, some cardamom, and just a pinch of sugar. So I will just let that go in there. Okay, and my butter is melted into the apple cider. Just do a little bit at a time. Okay, and next I'm going to add in 2 cups of flour. There's one. We'll just do one at a time here. I can really smell the spices and the yeast and everything. It smells delicious already. Okay. And best to keep things on low so flour doesn't go flying all over you. Now that the flour is all incorporated, I'm going to switch to my dough hook attachment. And I'm going to add in 1 1/4 more cups of flour. And I'll just kind of scrape down the sides as needed. Okay, and we're ready for our last 1/4 cup. And you'll kind of know your dough is starting to get ready when it kind of pulls away from the sides like this is. And it just kind of forms one big ball. And it doesn't seem like it's ever going to absorb all that flour, but it does. It's amazing. So this is looking absolutely gorgeous and smelling great. It's nice and sticky. So I am going to just let the machine knead this dough for about 5 more minutes. So my dough is all kneaded. It's nice and smooth. Just try and get this stickiness. It's still nice and warm from that apple cider. I'll just get it out. Oh, yeah, that's wanting to be sticky today. Okay, we'll just get this guy out. And we'll just swirl it around in an oiled bowl here so it doesn't stick to the sides. And I will cover this with a towel and let it rise in a warm place for about 1.5 to 2 hours. Okay, so it's been at least an hour, so it's time to check on our donut dough. And it looks like it is risen, so we are just going to lift it out here onto our floured surface. And we're ready to roll these out into donuts. So let's grab some flour. Here we go. Oh man, you can smell the cinnamon and the cardamom. It just smells warm and luscious and kind of September already. Okay. Oh man, I just love it. Look at all the flecks of cinnamon and stuff. It just looks so good already. All right, so now I'm going to take my little cutters here and I'm just gonna kind of make little mini donuts because that way you can have more. And we'll just cut these guys out. I'll get my little donut hole. Okay. Oh, so cute. So we're sure not gonna waste these. And so what I'll do with these next is I have a baking sheet here and I've just poured some oil in the bottom. And so I'm just gonna roll these in the oil just so they don't stick to each other or stick to the cloth that I'm going to put over them in a moment. And you've got these just luscious little scrumptious donuts. All right, and I'm just gonna keep cutting and get us a hole. And it also helps when you keep them a little bit on the smaller side to help them cook up a little bit faster in the oil. Obviously, you don't want to have them burned on the outside and doughy on the inside. That's never good. So that's another reason for keeping them a little bit smaller. You could cut out really big ones and just, you know, make the hole in the center bigger too if you wanted to, but since I don't want to feel guilty today about having 7 or 8, I'm just going to keep them small. Oh man, these are so luscious. They really are. All right, donuts are all done, all cut out, and they're just ready to rest for about another hour. All right, so my donuts have had a chance to rest, and let's check these guys out. They're looking luscious. All right, so now our next thing is to just fry them up. To finish off our apple cider donuts, I'll load a few at a time into a spider and gently lay them in a pot of hot oil. I'll only fry a few at a time so that the oil temperature stays nice and hot. Then I'll let them cook for about 2 to 3 minutes per side and then remove them to a plate lined with a paper towel to soak up the excess oil. All right, so round 1 of donuts is done. And while they're still hot, I'm going to drop them in a cup of sugar and a teaspoon of cinnamon and cardamom. And just get these guys worked in. The best part about apple cider donuts is that you get to lick your fingers when you're done. And let's just drop in some of these cute little donut holes. There we go. Get these all done at once. Oh my gosh, yum. Oh my goodness, you just behave. Look at this cute little guy. And you can eat a bunch of these at one time and not feel guilty. That's what I love about the little holes. All right, and then we will just, oh, I love how the cinnamon kind of melts on them because they're still hot. Okay, I'm just gonna get these guys packed up. We're ready to go. See Scott out in the machinery shed, so I'm just gonna put these guys in their little containers here. And some little donut holes on the side. And I better taste one just to make sure that it's okay. It's got that crunchy crust and it's fluffy on the inside and that unmistakable apple flavor. These are absolutely delicious. I cannot wait to surprise Scott with these.
So today we're working on the corn head, getting ready for harvest. Last year, the snoot on this corn head hit the ground and it broke part of the plastic integrity of it. So I'm changing it out and putting a new one on, getting ready for this fall harvest. So it's one of those projects that if you don't get done now, it sneaks up on you and then you're not ready to go. Make sure I got all my parts here. Well,
For recipes and more, visit highbrowdownhome.com. Next on the rundown is Scott's favorite dish, sausage biscuit casserole, and this is how I make it. A sausage biscuit casserole starts with 2 pounds of ground sausage, which I remove with a slotted spoon and save the drippings. And then I add in a cup of white onions, and I saute them until they're soft. Then I add in 2 cups of acorn squash, a dash of red pepper flakes. Next, I sprinkle in a tablespoon of flour, half a cup of vegetable broth, and then I add in the sausage. Next is 3 cups of curly kale, and cover until the veggies are soft. While the butternut squash is softening up in the pan, I am going to get started on the biscuit component of this biscuit sausage casserole. So I've got some biscuit dough already made up, and this is just my normal recipe that I use all the time. And so I will just get some flour on my surface here and get these biscuits kind of rolled out. And I'm going to roll them a little bit thinner than I normally do because I want them to kind of cover a lot of the casserole dish. And this makes a big casserole. And then I'm just gonna grab all different sizes of cutters here. I just have a variety. And just start cutting out biscuits. There's just something really homey and comforting about your mom's biscuits or your grandma's biscuits. Okay, and then we're gonna go in and make some big ones. Okay, and some medium-sized ones. We want some small, medium, and large. So everybody has one that's just right. Okay. And I'll just grab some other little ones out of all the scraps. That's what I love about having all different kinds of sizes of biscuits cutters. I've just used these so much when I'm cooking. I'm gonna check on my veggies. I bet they're about done. Oh my goodness, it's heavy. All right. Oh my goodness, I just love seeing all the beautiful color in here. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. Oh my gosh. It just smells homey and hearty and delicious. All right, so I've got my casserole dish here. So I'm just going to pour this mixture in and to get all the goodness off of the bottom. Oh my gosh. We eat with our eyes first, don't we? That's just what I love about this. It's just got so much going on. Okay, and we'll just kind of spread that out evenly. Woo! I'm getting a steam facial. Okay. All right, and I'm just gonna start by laying my biscuits just kind of on top. I'm gonna actually make a little kind of indentation for them. Go. Okay. And really, when we pop these in the oven, the only thing that needs to finish cooking are the biscuits because the squash has had a chance to cook in the pan. Okay, and then I'll just kind of fill in with the smaller guys. And then for a final finishing touch, I am just going to get some egg wash here and I'm just going to brush all the tops of these with some egg wash, and that'll make them nice and brown in the oven. And just make them kind of glossy on the top. Egg wash on anything makes it look just more finished, more elegant as biscuits can be. When I think of biscuits, I don't think they're exactly elegant, but they are sure good. And then just a few cracks of black pepper. I didn't season this a lot because the sausage already has quite a bit going on in it. So I held off on the salt, but we will give it a nice hit of pepper. Plus Scott loves pepper on everything. There we go. Okay. All right, this goes into a 350-degree oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, so my sausage biscuit casserole is out of the oven, and look, you can see all the fun layers of the biscuits. It just needs a little finishing touch, and I will cover it with foil and take it out to Scott. But first, just gonna get some parsley here, and that'll just make it nice and fresh and green and beautiful. Parsley always makes a dish look just more finished, and I love the flavor that it gives. It's just nice and fresh and kind of grassy, which I think will pair well with the earthy squash and sausage. All right, we'll just get that a little sprinkle. Oh my goodness. It always just brightens your dish right up. Okay, excellent. All right, so I've got my foil here, and I will just cover this all up, and it'll be the perfect dish for Scott and I to enjoy out at the machinery shed together.
Okay, so next in this process, I've got to move some hardware from the old piece to the new piece. So I'm gonna take this latch off the old one and go over and install it on the new one so that I can tip it up and lock it in, which is a good way to get in and look at the front of the row unit and see what's carrying on for maintenance purposes. So I'm just going to slip this off now. Okay.
Coming up next, my German potato salad. Don't go away. Next, we're starting on German potato salad, and this is one of my favorites because it's so distinctive. It's really German, and I have it every year at the Atchison Oktoberfest. The Methodist Church has this great food stand, and they always have brats and sauerkraut and this German potato salad. It's such a treat. So this starts with a knob of butter, about 2 tablespoons or so, and then I added in half a cup of red onions, and I'm just going to stir these around until they're soft. So next I'm going to take a tablespoon of flour and just kind of sprinkle that over the top, and that's just going to help this kind of thicken up a little bit. And next I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of sugar. Seems kind of like a weird ingredient for a potato salad, but we need the sugar to balance out the vinegar flavor here in a second. All right, we'll get that going. And then next I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. And apple cider vinegar just sort of reminds me of fall. It just has that, I don't know, warming kind of component. Okay, that's looking good. And then next, another really distinctive ingredient is celery seed. So we're gonna have a teaspoon of celery seed. And that'll just get kind of toasty and warm in there too. And we'll also add a little bit of salt, about a teaspoon or so. Ooh, I smell that vinegar. I took this to a Knievel function. My mother is a Knievel, and they are very in tune with their German heritage, and this was a big hit at our family gathering. I don't know if you have to be actually German to appreciate this salad. Maybe you do. You'll have to try it and find out. Okay, that's looking luscious. Okay, and then I'm gonna add in a cup of water and my potatoes. So get that going. And then I'm gonna add in 6 cups of frozen cubed potatoes. And they are just gonna absorb all that vinegar and sugar and all that good stuff. And these potatoes do tend to really suck up the moisture, so you might wanna have a little extra water on hand if it's going to be sitting around for a while. You might want to mix a little bit more moisture into it. All right, and next I am going to do a teaspoon or so of salt, and you'll want to taste this and adjust as you go. But these potatoes tend to absorb a lot of flavor, so. All right, so my potatoes are nice and creamy. They've absorbed all that excess liquid. So now it's time to add in our crispy bacon. And I have about 6 slices of bacon here. Just give that kind of a nice big chop. All right. Sprinkle that all around. So much yum. This is gonna be just the perfect bite to balance that sugar and that vinegar. All right, this is ready to dish up. All right, our German potato salad is done. It looks luscious. So now all we have to do is get it in its serving dish. Oh my gosh, I can smell that vinegary bite and the bacon. Yum. Oh. Okay, is it October yet? Yum, yum, yum. Oh my goodness. Okay, I love it. Okay, and then all we have to do is grab a few pretty little chives, and that'll just add another little kind of mild oniony element, plus make it super pretty. It's like little green confetti. Okay, and we'll just give those a little sprinkle all over the top. So fun. Oops. Here we go. All right, everybody, this is German potato salad. I cannot wait for lunch.
Okay, so next we're down to the putting on. This is the sensor for the header height control to adjust the head up or down or sideways as it's going through the field. So I need to fish this wire back up through the plastic of the snoot, and this is the sensor. I'm going to go ahead and get it mounted on, and then I'll work on fishing the wire up a little bit later. Well, hi Jessica, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
How's it going?
Good. Whatever you've got in the basket smells good.
Well, it is. So do you have time to stop for lunch?
I'm ready for lunch. I'm tired of messing with this silly thing.
All right, good. All right. Is the tailgate down?
You bet.
Okay. Let's do it.
Let's go have a seat on the tailgate.
Okay. There we go. Okay, so we have a biscuit and sausage casserole. And then for dessert, I have some apple cider donuts and little donut holes. So, and then, I know you love this, I made some German potato salad.
Oh, I love potato
I
salad.
know, me too. I'm really excited. So.
Wow, this is a little bit more elaborate than my PB&J specialty.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you. You know, I have some German ancestry.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you're not just Norwegian?
No. My mother's folks were German.
Oh yeah, Nolting.
Mm-hmm.
So does this taste like Oktoberfest to you? Did you try the salad yet?
It does taste like Oktoberfest.
Yeah, I love this stuff.
It's a nice, cool afternoon out.
Yummy.
This is really good.
Oh man.
I love the biscuits.
Thank you. I love the salad. I think it tastes a lot like what we had, you know, for Oktoberfest every year.
I do. So the sausage tastes good in here.
Thank you.
What's this called?
It's sausage biscuit casserole.
Mm.
So, I know you love both of those things.
I do, especially the biscuits.
I think the best part of cider donuts is the cinnamon and sugar on your fingers.